Yes, sir. Week 4, college recap, man. It sound good to say that, man. But anyway, I'm gonna start with the main. Of course I do the main games. I'm gonna start with Ohio State versus Wisconsin. I called this out. If I did a prediction video, I was finna do prediction videos this week, but I ain't really do it. I was like I said, no excuses, but I things came up either way. Cause I already made a prediction video of Florida versus Tennessee. But I just didn't do a update on him. But I already have Florida losing that game to Tennessee. But I wanted to do Arkansas versus Texas A&M because I was spot on about that one. But I'm getting more in there. I'm just talking about Wisconsin, Ohio State. I mean, I feel. I mean, Wisconsin's just not a good team, and Wisconsin will be lucky to win 7 games this year. 7, 8 games they stealing. Not even their flow. This they stealing. It just is what it is. Graham Mertz, dude hasn't progressed at all. Wisconsin defense lost a lot of secondary players. It would is. Ohio State, crowd got into it. Ohio State handled business like they should have. And they got to do it in dominant fashion. The game was over in the first quarter. Like I say, nighttime, electric. Hey, everybody, they just handle business. Alabama, of course they handle business versus Vanderbilt. A dumb, game was over in the second quarter or whatever. I'm gonna speak on recently now. Recently when USC, University of Southern Cal, hey, boy, I thought Oregon State was gonna pull it off, man. Oregon State was dead close. They win 17-14. Y'all like, boy, it's close. But Oklahoma. And thinking about Oklahoma fan, we're talking a lot of junk day too. Well, yesterday. A lot of junk yesterday. About Georgia versus Kent State. I'm like, oh, this and that. Because, I already said Oklahoma. And now we're not, they would get the same treatment as South Carolina and Oregon did, versus Georgia. But, of course, Oklahoma fans, oh, this and that. Oh, you doing this versus Kent State. Then they come out and get dominated by Kansas State. Kansas State was, Kansas State was leading, basically control the game. They was 14-0 at one time. Then 14-7. And then they win the game. Texas Tech. Texas lose again. Texas officially out the playoffs. I mean, that's tough. Steve Carr season guy, he got to turn things around, man. Like, hey, y'all keep on messing up. Hey, y'all gonna help us out. You feel? I mean, Georgia gonna get theirs anyway. But it's like, you feel me? Like, you keep on Texas and these other teams, struggling. Georgia might flip some recruits. Definitely they keep on handling the business. Florida State, they handle business. They dominate Boston College, and Tallahassee. But they handle business. They doing their thing. They 4-0 right now, undefeated. Wake Forest and Clemson. Boy, Clemson scared me. I thought Wake Forest about to pull it off, man. And Wake Forest, that was a good game. Very good game. Clemson, kept the composure. Gelled together as a team and got the dub. That's what it's all about, man. Michigan, Maryland. Maryland, they start the game off bad. Dude fought the ball on kick return. Then I was like, oh, man. As soon as that happened and the crowd got into it, I was like, man, Michigan finna win by 30. But, Maryland fought back. Salia got hurt. Angela, he still played through it. And he threw that horrible interception. Double cover dude was underneath, wide open. And here what it is, Michigan handled business. Blake Corum had a very good game. Ginger McCarthy, he had a decent game. He could have played way better, but I mean, it what it is, his first main Big Ten game. Handled business though. Michigan 4th ranked team. Trying to think. Oh yeah, Arkansas versus Texas A&M. I had Texas A&M winning this game, because I didn't think, Texas Texas A&M was gonna lose back-to-back years to Arkansas, but they could have very well did. As the kicker for Arkansas, missed this game. Well, I didn't say game winning field goal, but missed the field goal to put Arkansas in a position to win the game. Because I didn't think Texas A&M, could drive 75 yards. I ain't gonna say 75 yards, but could drive. I mean, unless Matt Johnson hit one of them deep ball throws or something. But, it was like a minute and 20 seconds left. I think a minute and 30 seconds left. If Arkansas went up, I didn't think Texas A&M was gonna win the game. But the kicker missed the field goal, and Arkansas lose. That's tough. Katie just had that fumble. It was just a tough game. But like I said though, Arkansas. If I had to choose one team, like I said, I said Arkansas gonna beat Alabama. Alabama go to Arkansas. But Arkansas, like I said, Arkansas lost Texas A&M. I had that. Then I said, I think Arkansas beat Alabama, to make up for this loss. But also, I think Alabama just gonna beat Texas A&M by 30 points. You feel me? It's gonna be in Tuscaloosa. Alabama gonna have something to prove. They're gonna be a massacre. That game gonna be a massacre. Like, the game gonna be over in the first quarter. It's gonna be like 24-3 in the first quarter. And then it's just gonna be on cruise control. To avoid injuries and all that. But either way, they got Texas A&M got the dub. Miami. I made it shorts. The video short on Miami. Like, that's embarrassment. Like Middle Tennessee came in and dominated the game. And Miami fans, you should be like, you should be sick right now. I'm sick for Miami fan. I ain't even a Miami fan. Miami. That's tough. Like, a team that everybody should get to play against. You have this momentum. Like, okay, we lost Texas A&M at Texas A&M. We fixed mistakes. We couldn't score in the red zone. Okay, regroup and come out here and refocus and beat Middle Tennessee State by 50 points or 40 points. At least 30 points. And build up. But now you officially out the playoffs. And now you got a loss to Middle Tennessee State on your resume for recruiting. For recruiting reasons. I mean, for this now you gotta win the ACC. You have to win the ACC now. I mean, it what it is. I mean, with a loss to Middle Tennessee State, you have to win the ACC championship. Cause I mean, who you gonna say? Hey, we lost to Middle Tennessee State. Not even lost. Not just lost. We got dominated. We got embarrassed by Middle Tennessee State. They was literally beating us by, 30 points. It seemed like at one point. Our DBs, our corners was getting beat deep. So like every possession for a touchdown. I mean, I'm sick for Miami fan right now. Like, that's tough, man. And then I know a lot of people drove to that game because, they thought they was going to win. Tickets, I'm pretty sure tickets low. Everybody could go just about to fill the stadium up. And then they had that performance right there. Oh, my goodness. Speaking of Florida teams, Florida Gators, they lost Tennessee. I predicted that too. Man, like, I'm so underrated, man. Like, I don't. It is what it is, though. My time coming, but I called it out. I said Florida was gonna lose to Tennessee, and they did. Tennessee looking all good right now. I still don't think they're gonna beat Alabama and Georgia. I mean, I figured they were gonna beat Florida. They probably, gonna lose 3 games though. But they're gonna win the bowl game. They're gonna go 9-3, then get the 10th win in the bowl game. I feel like they're gonna lose probably maybe to Georgia, Alabama, then probably South Carolina, Kentucky, or LSU. Out of those I mean, Georgia, Alabama gonna be 2, but they out of those 3 teams I just named, they probably gonna lose one of them, or maybe not. I don't know. Oregon, Hey, they scared me. Oregon scared me. And Washington State, they scared. They scared me. I thought they were gonna lose. Then that thing, they came back and flipped the script. Got a turnover, came back in, won by double digits. Well, went up double digits, then they won by like 3 or 4 points, something like that. I hope I'm versus Missouri now. Brown Horson, he gone after this year. He gone. I don't even know if he finished the season. Missouri should have won. Missouri, they killed their own self, but guess what? But I'm trying to think. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna think of the main team. That we're talking about. Kentucky, they played Northern Illinois. They could have played better as well. That's what it is. Trying to think of the other teams. I read Michigan. I'm just going and going to it. No, wait a minute. Mel Tucker and Michigan State. Minnesota just oh my 34-7. Minnesota dominates Michigan State. 34-7, dog. Mel Tucker, what's going on? That's a shame. That almost slipped my mind. I was gonna make a video show about that, but it slipped my mind. So now, I'm glad I remember. And now, like I said, Auburn and Missouri. Auburn should have lost that game, but hey, they didn't. But sadly for Missouri, they gonna get South Carolina treatment. After Georgia just had the horrible scrimmage, horrible scrimmage, and somebody, man, who's gonna get tested after this film get reviewed, and some lineups probably gonna be made, and furthermore, Kent State came down all with Athens, did their thing, covered the spread, played physical, played hard, and gave Georgia, some humbling experiences, as Keely Ringo got flipped, he got folded up. That was funny. I mean, I'm glad he okay, but he also did some licking though on the kick return, kickoff. He popped old dude, but he got spit around there. That old lineman came and boom, trucked him over. I mean, I don't even think the game was televised because I had to watch the game on my phone. I couldn't find the game nowhere on TV. So luckily, nobody really watched the game, just the box score. And now they got all these fans talking junk about how Georgia struggled versus Kent State, box score watchers, But hey, I mean, it was a scrimmage, just like the Sanford game. It was a scrimmage, and guess what? Georgia came out versus South Carolina and straight dominated, and actually played with urgency. That's why I don't like games like this. And that's why I had Georgia losing in the SEC championship to Alabama last year, because that's what they had. They had Missouri, and they had Charleston Southern, and then Georgia Tech in a 3-game stretch, where it's they can make mistakes and still win by 40 points. And then I was like, they gonna go in the Alabama game and probably make mistakes and lose by 17 to 10 points, and that's what those get ton of games like it was. So I look at this game as, I'm pretty sure we still gonna stay number 1. I mean, that's why we were Georgia dropped down for no reason to. It's still gonna stay number 1. Georgia gonna be number 1, Alabama 2, Ohio State gonna be 3 still. I mean, then Michigan gonna stay 4. I mean, no reason for Georgia drop down a spot. Definitely not 2 spots. I don't see them dropping back down to 3. I mean, let's be real. I mean, Georgia with no point, the Kent State ever have the lead. There was no point. It was oh man, Georgia might lose this game. If Georgia came out here and had to kick a game-winning field goal, or or had to rely on like, Kent State to miss the game-winning field goal, like the kicker just missed a 44-yard field goal or something, then I would say, you could drop Georgia down to 4. They deserve it. You could, like, you could straight up drop Georgia down to 5. Really, you could put Georgia under Michigan. You could put Alabama 1, Ohio State 2, Michigan 3, and Georgia 4, I should say. Yeah. I want to say, Georgia 4. You feel me? Or it's simple. As a Georgia fan, I wouldn't even care because they deserve it if that would happen. But that's not the case. No point in Georgia. Then we actually think we're gonna lose, and if the coaching staff don't think we're gonna lose, then neither it should have fit. I mean, Georgia literally had 4 fifth string. I ain't gonna say fifth string players. I ain't gonna do all that. And Georgia literally had third string players. Players that would normally actually start. That can start, but if the injuries happen, but they weren't really, the main lineup. They blew out many players. They actually was getting reps, snaps in the first quarter and second quarter, and of course third and fourth. So like I said, if the coaches didn't feel like Georgia was in doubt to lose, then neither should the fans. Because that's the case, then you would have seen the main story. Like Nolan Smith, they barely played until Kent State was knocking on the door to score a touchdown or something. But like I said, it was a death game, and I like games like that. I hate to watch it when you're watching it and you take your time out of Saturday to pause or do whatever you was gonna do, to watch that horrible garbage. But after you watch that horrible garbage and you think about it, you like, as long as you don't lose the game and you still, win by double digits or something, then I like it because it's a good experience, and most importantly, no key players get hurt. As Kenny McIntosh, he got banged up. He already had a little thigh contusion, or whatever. But either way, hopefully he come back. He might be out versus Missouri. Kirby Smart, he be out. He like Kirby Smart, but you can have no legs. You can have your head chopped off, and he be like, Kirby Smart would still say, oh, he could have played if he wanted to. Like we could have played. He could have played. Like that's how Kirby Smart is. They be funny. But I'm gonna try to make the video too long, but it's already 17 minutes. But hey, Ladd McConkey, man. Ladd McConkey is that wide receiver. He's not elite, but he does everything right. That you can't, like, you just gotta play him like he blocked. He go 110%. He does everything right, And in this particular game, he would have been better off not even playing at all. Like, I mean, he gonna bounce back, I'm pretty sure. That's why people, the box score watchers, I hate them. I can't watch every game, so that I don't even comment on the games. I just laugh, but I don't say, oh, this and that. But we had, like, oh, Georgia this, Georgia. I mean, Georgia literally gifted. They literally gifted, but Ladd gifted Kent State points. But also at the same time, that what I'm more mad about is the veteran players like Chris Smith on that horrible angle. Like dude probably ran by the 4.3, 4.4 though. Dude was snatching. But on that screen, like he did, I guess he thought, I don't know who that was, Kamar Lesser was gonna shade all the way outside, to force the wide receiver back inside. But either way, dude wide receiver ran right past him, for a 70-some yard touchdown. And that was, I was like, what the world? But Ladd McConkey, fumbled the punt return and field goal range. Kent State got 3 points. Came back, fumbled the ball, and on that very next fumble, possession, Kent State got that touchdown, long touchdown. So it's like, all that. And on top of that, Ladd McConkey, a deep pass, with a lead wide receiver, definitely George Pickens. George Pickens, that's a diving play. That's a diving catch or whatever. And Ladd McConkey, I don't know if he just lost the ball or whatever. He reached out for it. He didn't dive for it, and he just didn't come up with it. I don't know what the real Ladd McConkey. Like, that That's the really last McConkey game I ever seen. Really by any Georgia wide receiver besides Matt Landers. You know, and maybe what's his name? Tyler Simmons, you know. Either way, that was horrible. And like I say, you know, Stetson had that interception. I mean, I don't know, that was 50-50. You know, because the ball was underthrown, you know, because Marcus Roman had a step on him. And he was underthrown, but also Marcus Roman, like, it's like he didn't think he was going to get the ball. So, he kind of throttled it down and then come back for the ball. So, it's 50-50. You know, that's going to get fixed or whatever, I guess, hopefully. But nonetheless, that was a good scrimmage for Georgia. You know, good depth game. You know, and now that game really gonna determine the depth chart. The only thing that, like I say, Nas Stackhouse and and Zion Load, they gotta get better. Like, y'all was getting blown off the ball. You know, I don't know what Eric Gilbert. I don't know if dude quit again or he ain't on the team. I don't know what Eric Gilbert got going on. Dude didn't play at all. You know, that would really make me mad. And Lad McConkey out here playing around like Arian Smith not gonna be coming back in the next 2 weeks. Like Lad McConkey, you tripping, dog. You must forgot Arian Smith, who would be starting over you anyway. I mean, nothing against Lad. You know, I like Lad. Dude, like I say, dude play hard, but Arian Smith will be starting right now. Dude, he ain't missed if he ain't hurt his leg, well, his foot or whatever. You know, dude would be starting right now. You know, so what you want. Just too much explosiveness, too much speed to not be on the field. You know, A.D. Mitchell, he gonna be back, hopefully. You know, I mean, this wide receiver room gotta get better, man. Don Blaylock, I mean, he probably gonna be gone after this year. He gonna be transferred more likely. You know, along with Marcus Roman Jackson, I don't know. I mean, Marcus Roman Jackson did have a crazy kid that was out of bounds. You know, he would grab the shoulder pad. He reached out for it like George Pickens did versus Cleveland Browns. But either way, man, like I say, I'm disappointed, but like I said, I'm happy at the same time. Cause I rather, I don't want it to happen at all. I mean, I want Georgia to beat everybody by 100 points, but that's not how sports go. You know, it definitely will. You know, that's just how. This just sports was that simple. Then teams like Alabama will win it every year, basically. You know, Alabama will do it. You know. But furthermore, I'd rather see, like I've been saying, I'd rather see Lad McConkey have his worst game ever versus Kent State, and we still win by 17 points, even we play horrible, than to have him go out there versus Florida and Tennessee, Kentucky, Mississippi State, or even worse, in the SEC championship game or playoffs. And do that, have a fumble and have a muff punt. I'd rather have Georgia, have that horrible performance. Now, like I said, versus Sanford, then versus Oregon or versus South Carolina, But you feel me? So I'd rather get all that, and have all that, let Kirby just straight up embarrass them. And have the coaches reevaluate the depth chart, because Xavier Truss, I don't know, I don't even know if he's gonna be starting. Georgia can't run the ball. I mean, outside that 75-yard run or whatever it was by Brock Bowers, Georgia, Georgia can't run the ball that well. I mean, that's been a problem for already. I ain't gonna say it's been a problem, but it just ain't been fun to watch Georgia run the ball. I mean, like you think they would, And Kendall Milton, I don't know what he got going on, but it's I don't know if he, like I said, he trying to get back into it. He's scared to pull that hamstring again or that MCL sprain he had. But we gotta see something out of Kendall Milton. We gotta see that Tennessee 2020 game out of Kendall Milton, or that Alabama 2020 game, like his freshman year when he was fighting for carries. I'm spinning all like a mile. That's how mad I am right now. I gotta see that. Kendall Milton, I don't know what's going on. But if you don't get right, Branson Robinson, and Deja Neville's gonna be over him along with Kenny McIntyre. And I mean, I'm already respecting Kenny Miller still in a senior year anyway, and making Kenny McIntyre go on to be a second, third round pick, this year. But Kenny Miller gotta get together, man. He can't, like, he falling down. Like, I don't know what's going on. But like I say, furthermore, like I said, Aaron Smith gonna be back. I don't know what Eric Gilbert got going on. AD Mitchell gonna be back soon. Jalen Carter, like, do play like 2 or 3 snaps versus Kent State. And still no excuses of why, Kent State was able to run the ball for 15 yards up the middle on us. Like, linebackers got to get better in the gaps. This is all to it. Like I say, I'd rather not. Like I say, I'd rather now than later. I'd rather get embarrassed now versus, Kent State, and have that versus Florida, Kentucky, Tennessee, and at Mississippi State. Feel me? Yeah, go Dogs, Hey, let me know what y'all think, though. Brock Ball is still the best offensive weapon in college football, of course. O-line got to get better. This is all too. O-line got to get better. And the depth of D-line got to get better. It look like Brad Alexander. If Zion Lowe don't get it right, along with Nas Stackhouse and Warren Brinson and all them, Brad Alexander gonna be pushing for a spot. Dude look good. When he actually was rested up, I mean, he got to get his condition back right. When he was gassed, he looked horrible. But when he took a break, and then came back in, dude was blowing people off the ball and, making plays. This is how it is. That's how Jalen Carter was his freshman year. Except for a little better than that. Jalen Carter was a monster. His freshman year, we already know off rip he was going to be a star. But that's how Alexander, looking like, when he get conditioned right and around by the 8th game, he should be like that star going into next year. But either way, we just got to get better and better, keep on winning. Got Missouri, RP Missouri. Like, after Kirby get done, with that film in front of everybody, Georgia might win by 40, 50 points. I'm pretty sure, versus Missouri. And this is all to it. Ohio State got Rutgers. Ohio State, man, they finna. Ohio State, they got Rutgers, Iowa, then Michigan State, I think, in that order before Penn State. Penn State had a little skill. Then they eventually got rolling. I'm speechless right now. Like, Ohio State might just really go undefeated. We're gonna see. If they get past Penn State, they're gonna go undefeated. That's all to it. I mean, Maryland, I don't know what to say about Maryland. They just, I don't know. A lot of football to be played, man. I'm just happy football here. Man, go Dogs, man.